Hello students, this is Ujjwala Bhandiwad, lecturer from KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belagavi. In the last class, we have learnt the fundamental units of an object-oriented programming. In this chapter, let us understand the basic units of data representation for a development of any object oriented programming. Okay, they are namely classes and the objects. So this is the new chapter number 7, classes and the objects. The elementary concept of object-oriented programming begins with the use of classes and the objects. A class is a very powerful word in C++. Okay, it defines new user-defined data type and the functions that will manipulate that data. So in other words, class contains some data elements and it also includes some functions to operate on that data. We know that a class contains two important things. One is member data, another is member functions. Member data are nothing but the variables. Say for example, account number of the customer in the bank. Okay, this is a data which is in the bank. Then similarly, to compute the balance of payment is a function, or we can say member function inside the class. So the data element in the class we call it as member data, and the functions in the class we call it as member functions. Okay, so in today's class we will first begin our concentration on how we can create a class. See, this is actually a 5-mark question. So let us learn this question by one step. The first step is how to declare the class. So class definition here, it is a procedure of naming the class and its variable. We can see here, it begins with the word class followed by the user defined name, then opening brace. Then we have three important words, that is private, protected and public. These are nothing but our access specifiers. These things we will learn again further. Okay, every private, protected, public access specifiers contain its own member data and member functions. And at the end we will close the brace and followed by the semicolon. So this is the syntax or a grammar to create any class in C++. So now onwards we must understand that to create any class we must follow this syntax or the grammar. So here keyword class is used to declare the class. Okay, the user defined name is the name of the class. Okay, a class body is enclosed between a pair of flower brackets. Okay, these flower brackets we call it as opening and closing braces. Okay, the class body contains its data member as well as member functions, and these are also we have here the access specifier. There are three access specifiers, namely private, public and protected. Let us have here one example. Say suppose I want to create one class, say account. In account class I have taken private member as well as public member. Okay, Private, here I have taken the data members, account number, name, balance amount. Okay, these are the data variables. Okay, and then in public we have taken some functions, that is void getter data as well as void display data. So after that we are closing the brace and followed by the semicolon. You can check the syntax along with this example and you will find we are following the entire syntax to create a class. So now let us learn what is access specifier and what are the different access specifiers we have in C++. Okay. Every member of the class is specified by the 3 level of access specifiers. Okay. Access specifier define the scope of the data. Okay. The access specifier are indicated by using 3 important words. Okay. They define the scope of the data and they are specified by the 3 important words. One is private, second one is public, third one is protected. So what is a private access specifier means? Private means the member can be only accessed by the member function of the class. Okay. If no access specifier is specified, then by default the members will become private only. Means any function outside the class cannot be accessed by the private members of the class. So hence, if we not declare private, then by default it is considered as private access specifier only. Second one is public. Public means the members are accessed to the outside the class also, means whether it is a data member or a member functions, they are accessed through the public access specifier, means we can access them outside the class. Third one is protected one. The members which are declared using the protected are accessed only by the member functions, friend functions of the class, and also member function of the derived from this class. Means when we are using the inheritance concept, in that we will create a new class from the existing class. In that case, as well as in case of friend functions, we will be using the protected access specifier. So 1 mark question will be asked, name the access specifiers. So we must remember in C++ we have 3 different access specifiers, that is private, public and protected. So first step we have learnt how to create the class. Now the second step is we have to declare the class. Okay, here certain differentiation is there. First we have just defined it, now we are declaring it. Declaration means representing the objects of the class. Okay, just we have defined the class. Class means it should include this member function as well as this member data. We have defined it, but now we have to create the objects of that class. So this is the second step in writing any C++ program. Okay, so how to create the objects? So to create the objects, we will follow the syntax. First we write the class name, then we write the object name 1, object name 2, so on, and you can create and ending with the semicolon. It means we can create any number of objects of a class. Say for example, earlier we have created one class account. So now I am creating its object. How to create? Say first we have to write the name of the class. Name of the class is account. So here we have used the class name as account. Now we have to write the objects. So what objects we have taken here? A1, A2. You can give ACC1, ACC2, whatever the object name you take, that will be created. Okay, but the syntax you must remember. This is the second step in creating the class declaration. Now the third very important step is accessing the class members. See, in the step 1 we have created the members, that is whether it is a data member or member functions, we have created them, and in the second step we have created the objects. In the third step we have to access the members of the class. How we should access? The members of the class can be accessed by using a dot operator. Okay, so to access whether it is a member data or member functions, we must use dot operator. So here, since we have a member data as well as member functions, so we must remember the two syntaxes, okay, or two grammar we must know. First grammar is for accessing the member data. What we have to do? First we have to write down the object name. Dot member data semicolon. In this way we have to do it. Okay. In the second step we are going to access the member function. So how to do that? For that purpose, write down the object name dot member function in the bracket argument. We know that a member function may take arguments. Arguments are nothing but our variables. So it may take a variables, hence we have taken here the arguments. So to declare and define the class, it requires three different steps. First step is to create a class definition. How with the help of syntax we have done, that procedure has to be followed. Second step is to create the objects of the class, and the third step is to access the members of the class. Members of the class means it may be a member data or it may be a member function. So we need to access in this way. Let us consider one simple example. This example is important for 5 marks. When they have asked the question for 5 marks, we must write the 3 syntaxes and then we have to write the example. Okay. So here we have taken the example here, C++ program to compute addition of two numbers. We have to calculate the two numbers. Okay, we have to add the two numbers. How to do that? To do that, let us write our C++ program. We know that C++ program begins with the header file #include iostream.h. Next step is we must define the class. As I have told, follow the syntax. Step 1 is to define the class. I have taken here one example. Okay, so hence I have given the name of the class as test. Class test. Open the brace, flower bracket, then private. This is an access specifier. We have taken 3 variables here. Which are they? A, B and sum. Okay, A and B will store the value. We don't know, they are unknown values. Sum is the addition of 2 values. Okay, these I have declared them as integer type, means there is no decimal value in it, they will be the integer value. Next comes public. In public I have taken one function called getData. Okay, getData means here you can see in getData I am accepting the values for those 2 variables. A and B are unknown values to us. So we must ask the user to enter the 2 values. So we have written cout, enter the 2 values. Then I am accepting by using the word cin as A. Next line is cin as B, means 2 values I am accepting. So A and B will be accepted. Next, one more function I have utilized here, that is void display. So similarly, how we have used void getData, same way we have to use void display. In a display, I am calculating the sum of 2 variables. So sum is equal to A plus B. Once I calculate the sum, I have to display that sum. So I am using here sum of 2 numbers here as sum. Okay, in this way I have just accepted the values of two variable and then calculated and displayed the value. Here I am closing the brace and ending with the semicolon. So this is just the class definition is over. First step is completed. Now come to the second step and third step. Second step is creating the object. Third step is accessing the members. So go inside the main function. We know every C++ function cannot run without a main function. So we have to write the main function, int main. In main function, open the brace, we have to create the object. It is the second step. So test, I have taken here the object name as T1. T1 is the name of the object of the class test. Then here third step is access the member data. Yes, so we are accessing the member data T1 by using dot operator. T1 dot get data. So what will happen in get data? We are accepting the two values of A and B will be accepted by using a get data function. So how to access them? By using object called T1 dot get data. Then second one is we have to display the value, hence T1 dot display. Okay, at the end we have to write the get ch to display the answer on the screen, and finally return 0. Return 0 means here we have used the function int. Main function is using the word int. It doesn't return any value, hence we are returning the value 0. So in this way we have to write the C++ program in the object oriented programming. So this is the program, very important one for 5 marks. So addition of two numbers with the help of class declaration and accessing the member function. In this way we have to perform. Finally, let us recall today's class with few question and answers. First question is, what is class? We can say class is a user defined structure that contains member data and member function. Second question is, what is an object? Object means it is a instance of the class. Okay, what is an object means it is an instance of the class. Third question is, what are the data members? We can say data members means these are different data variables. Earlier in C++ we used to say it as variables. Same name, data members means they are the variables. Then fourth question is, what is member function? Member function means it is also known as method which will perform operation on data members. Okay, it is going to act on data members of the class. Then final question is, mention the access specifier used in the class. There are actually 3 access specifiers. These access specifier define the scope of the data, and this access specifiers are private, protected and public. Okay, important thing in this class is how to declare and define the class with example, that you must remember for 5 marks. All the 3 syntaxes and the example you need to by heart. Okay, so in the next class, students, we will be learning few more examples about the class and the objects. Thank you.